Okay, welcome back to Slow Damage, everyone. I know it's been a while. 𝓽𝓮𝓪𝓼𝓲𝓷𝓰 took a long time. But we're done with the Rin route. Well, I've been done with it for a long time, but I'm glad that it's now on my channel, so I can reference it freely. My love for him, that is. Anyway. Thank you for coming back for Slow Damage. I know that a lot of you were only here for this game, so hopefully some of you will return for it. Anyway, we are now in chapter 2. So let's go back to work in progress. I just rewatched the opening for the last one. I kind of thought that maybe the next chapter will be about a chimera kind of doctor thing, you know, someone that likes to do body modifications, you know, which should interest Rin more. Rin, oh god. Still at 𝓽𝓮𝓪𝓼𝓲𝓷𝓰. I mean, Ray. So, yeah. Chapter 2 start. When Taku told him I finished my painting, a very worried Ray. God, I'm sorry. A very worried Ray showed up with a veritable mountain of home-cooked food and forced me to eat it. Ah, that's care right there. A Care Bear. After that, unsurprisingly, my body, or more specifically my stomach, felt like lead, so I laid myself down on the sofa. Fair. Ray claimed he was just making sure I wasn't malnourished. I think that train has left the station. But if you ask me, he was every bit as overprotective as Taku. It wasn't pleasant to stuff myself with food when my body was so used to going without. When my stomach finally settled, I picked up my cell phone and tapped around while I had a smoke. Well, relatable, I suppose. For some at least. I don't smoke. Why did I say that? Anyway, I opened my inbox and skimmed through the replies to the art model listing. Well, you're already looking for the next one? Some applicants had attached photos to their emails, but none of it really caught my interest. Right as I was starting to think they were all duds, however, my eye landed on the subject line of the final email. We're already looking for the next one after not having recovered from the first? We're gonna look for a next Equina already. All right then. In place of a greeting or cover letter explaining why they should be chosen. Sorry, Freudian slip there. All they had written was a short poem. Oh. Ugh. Ugh. I don't know what voice he's supposed to have. I didn't really give these people voices because I have like one guy voice. Maybe 3, you know, when it comes to, I have like 3. I have like one actual guy voice, one creepy guy voice, and one creepy, and one weird guy voice, you know? That's all the 3 guy voices I have. So which one does he get? The weird one. All right, he gets the weird one. O holy Savior, grant me thy salvation. I am your faithful servant. I have no words to describe the beauty of your heavenly messengers. So is he body modifying people and giving them wings? Is this what he's doing? He's creating wings for people or something? Maybe. The content of the poem was religious in nature, was it? I don't know. I'd received several emails like these in the past. Ew. But they seemingly changed their email address every time, because none of my responses ever went through. So these days, I just ignored them. Oh, he's been stalking us for a while? I was curious at first, but after reading the same thing over and over, the novelty had worn off. Well, harsh review right there. Unless the tone of these poems got a lot more urgent somehow, I couldn't see myself caring. Fair. Your long-awaited euphoria. Nice. This looks amazing. I love this. I really do. I don't know why, but it's kind of the kind of painting that I would actually put up in my house, you know? I closed the email and navigated to Roost's blog. Which is weird, because I have no paintings like this in my house. Like, I have one flower I have 2 flower paintings. I have Van Gogh's sunflowers. And I have, I don't think the other painting has a name. It's Nolde's, it's a flower painting from Nolde. And then I also have a Huguenot on Saint Bart's Day. So those are the 3 I have. Very different from this, but this one I would too hang in my house. Actually, I do have a space left in my next apartment. Maybe I will hang this painting. I'll let you know if I do. Okay, the article at the top featured my latest Euphoria piece. Ray must have uploaded the photos he took when he came by. Cute. And he even titled it The Long Awaited. That's really sweet. I felt like going down to have a drink, and not just because of the blog. Well, I mean, you go there either way, but I'm guessing that the blog post kind of gave you an extra pep in your step, an extra bit of euphoria of drinking there again. So I pulled on my coat and left the apartment. My body felt heavy from days and days of barely moving. Slowly but surely, I headed to roost. Don't you just hate that feeling when you get up out of bed after being sick for like 2 weeks? God, it's horrible, but also very, like, you feel like a newborn deer. Like, oh my God, the whole new world, even though everything is exactly the same as before. But it seems new, and even the air seems fresher. Anyway, after being cooped up for so long, the nippy night air felt pleasant against my skin. During the day, the air hung low over the bustling city, but the nights were always crisp. The colder, the better. Well, yeah, then the air becomes nicer in the cold. As I approached the downtown area, foot traffic began to increase. Merry Christmas! That just passed, sweetheart. The city was decked out in Christmas decorations. Damn it! If I knew that this was a Christmas chapter, I would have uploaded that sooner, you know? Damn it! I'm so bad at this. Now it's a week too late, or 2 weeks. I don't know. Fuck. God damn it. Can we just act like I uploaded this on time? Oh man. The city was decked out in Christmas decorations, and classic songs played over the loudspeakers. Jingle bell, jingle bell, jingle bell rock. As the passers-by walked along giddily, I spotted a kid clinging to a store display window, tugging on his mom's hand and begging for something. It was a teddy bear. He pointed to a big teddy bear, yeah, obviously, sitting on the windowsill. Cute. The sight made me avert my eye. It's like the present that I want to give my 2-year-old cousin. Not cousin, oh God. Why can't I ever say the right thing when I talk about them? I either call them my cousins or my children, both of which is wrong. They're my nephews. God damn it. Anyway, my 2-year-old nephew, his birthday is soon. His 3rd birthday. And my mom and I, we actually wanted to give him like a stuffed animal that looked like that is kind of like a stuffed animal of a unicorn, and it has like 4 babies or something, baby unicorns as well. Because my nephew, he loves unicorns more than anything else. And he also loves having like baby borns and all that, you know, and then having a mother and babies, that would be the best thing for him. But my sister sadly said that he already has too many stuffed animals. So that plan kind of went out the window. But I thought about maybe buying them anyway and then giving him to him whenever he visits me or something, because it is really cute. And I know he would like it. But yeah. Anyway, weird tangent aside, the sight made me avert my eye. I keep forgetting he only has one eye. I don't know why I find that so funny. What the fuck is wrong with me? Anyway, for whatever reason, I didn't feel comfortable about it. Aside from the cold weather, I hated the month of December. Really. I couldn't explain why, but it repulsed me. Probably because of the Christmas season, you know? I totally get that, actually. Yeah, holidays are very, very tough mentally. For most people, particularly those who lived on the mainland, Christmas was a time of love and hope and joy, but 𝓽𝓮𝓪𝓼𝓲𝓰 was different. Okay. Each year, as the temperature got steadily colder and colder, deaths among the homeless population began to skyrocket. Oh. Yeah, I mean, I guess that makes sense. It's in real life, it's the same thing. In the cold season, a lot of old people die. But 𝓽𝓮𝓪𝓼𝓲𝓰 didn't care about unidentified corpses. They had worse crimes to be dealing with. Fortunately, the city was originally built on a landfill, so there was no shortage of places to dump a body. That is very dark, you know. This is darker than 𝓽𝓮𝓪𝓼𝓲𝓰, you know. Like that's kind of, you know. That makes life seem so senseless, and that's why it's dark, you know. Yeah, whatever. These days, a lot of them were dumped in District A, in the sea of debris caused by sinkholes. Ooh. Uh-oh, that sinkholes is very terrifying to me, since they would be less conspicuous there. This kind of thing was always on the news, but it was so normalized by this point that nobody cared anymore. About sinkholes? What the fuck? I mean, I guess these people wouldn't care about their lives, but still. God. Sure, everyone was probably scared at first, but after you lived in it for a while, you would inevitably adapt or move. Well, I guess maybe that's not an option. I don't know. Here in the downtown area, the tragedy was buried beneath the festive lights and music. In Shinkomi, you could step over a corpse and not even notice. Well, I guess you would have no choice but to ignore it, or it's kind of like you don't see the nose in your face anymore. It's like if you can't rip it off, you kind of have to get used to it and like blur it out, I guess. Arriving at Roost, I opened the door and walked in.
いらっしゃいってToa、大丈夫?
Welcome! Oh, it's Toa. You okay, hon? Oh my god, he is mama, isn't he? He's like, oh my god, you okay, hon? That's like something a mom would say. Like, or an aunt, because I say that, but like really, Ray? Really? You want to be my family, please? While he was on the clock, Ray was all smiles, but as soon as he laid eyes on me, he frowned and raised over. By the way, I meant like mom, also like, or like mother. Like, wait, let me think. No, I think they're called mama, right? The hosts of gay bars in Japan. I think I heard something like that, where they were called, mamas, right? That's kind of what I meant. Anyway. While he was on the clock, Ray was all smiles, but as soon as he laid eyes on me, he frowned and raised over. Oh, I love you too, Ray. I nodded, then headed to the counter and availed myself of an empty seat.
いらっしゃい。何にする?
Welcome. What it'll be? What it'll be? All right. What'll it be?
Whiskey, rock.
Dude, whiskey on the rocks when you've just recovered? I don't think Mama Ray is gonna stand for that. The manager promptly set about making my drink. Meanwhile, I put an unlit cigarette between my lips and looked around the bar. Among all the regulars, I could see one unfamiliar face seated at the very end of the counter. Interesting. Is he our doctor? As I lit my cigarette, the manager handed me my drink, and I shifted my attention to the glass. I took a long drag and exhaled the smoke. Then I picked up my drink and took a sip. Just then, Ray walked over to the counter.
体調は?
How are you feeling? Oh, better now that I see you. Fine.
休んでた方が良かったんじゃないの?
Shouldn't you be resting? As he tried to peer at my face, I turned my head and exhaled more smoke.
引きこもりっぱなしじゃ体が弱って歩けなくなるだろう.
Did he say hikikomori? Oh, interesting. If I stay cooped up in there for too long, my muscles will atrophy and I won't be able to walk. Well, I mean, I guess that's right.
やだ、おじいちゃんみたい。でも、とはならあり得る話ね。
God, you sound like an old grandpa, but I guess it's possible, knowing you. He laughed, though the worry didn't fade from his face.
でも、今回の絵もとっても良かった。店長が早速実物を展示したいって言ってたわよ。ね、店長?
Well, your most recent piece is super gorgeous. The manager was saying he wants to hang it in the bar, right, boss? He called over the counter to the manager as he wiped a glass.
ぜひ持ってきてよ。
By all means, bring it in. You know, can you afford it?
私が勝手に持ってくるわ。いいわよね、Toa?
I'll just grab it myself. You don't mind, right, Toa? What? Is this just happening?
ご自由に。
Knock yourself out. Well, I guess he doesn't care as soon as he's expelled the emotion, huh? At this, Ray raised his fists triumphantly in the air, and the manager smiled.
あ、そうだ。
It's kind of cute how they really love it.
またお店でパーティーするから、Toaも来なさいよね。
Oh, that's right. You know how Christmas is almost here? We're gonna throw another party this year, so you should come. You know, keep throwing it in my face, Ray. That I'm late. Keep throwing it in my face. God damn it.
タクから聞いた。
I heard about it from Taku. You know, now I think about it, I did hear about it from Taku. So this is entirely my fault, and I hate it. Thank you, I hate it.
なおさら来なさいよ。と、はい、今行きます。
Well then, you better come. Oh, I see you! Be right there! Someone called from the table area, and Ray walked off in that direction. I set my cigarette against the side of the ashtray and took another sip of my drink. Well. Then, as I was taking another drag, my eye wandered back to the man at the end of the counter. You gonna talkin' up for a quick night? He kept fidgeting restlessly, catching my attention the entire time I was talking to Ray. Oh. He's the doctor, isn't he? Well, he looks like he could be. He was a slender man, dressed in a well-fitting suit and silver-framed glasses. But in a place like this, it was his tidy appearance that made him stick out. Yeah. Judging from the way he kept glancing all around, he was completely paranoid. Why is he here? Is he meeting someone? Is he here for the body modifications? Like, his smoke was brown and swaying restlessly. Clearly the guy was freaked out. Interesting.
店長
First time at a gay bar? Hey, boss! The manager looked at me. I gestured to the man with my gaze.
誰
Who's that?
ああ
Oh. The manager looked over at him, then paused.
まあ、トワ君には話してもいいかな。誰にも言わないだろうし。
Well, I suppose it can't hurt to tell you. I doubt you'd spread it around.
言う相手がいないからな
Don't got anyone to spread it to. Except Ray. And Taku. Which then again will spread it further. With a chuckle, he leaned forward over the counter.
あの人、実は医者なんだ。
He's actually a doctor! He's our guy!
医者
A doctor.
そう。高野口医院の先生だよ。
Indeed. Works for the Takanokchi medical office.
へえ
Interesting. As I took a drag, I glanced at the man out of the corner of my eye.
よく来るのか
Does he come here a lot? Obviously not.
たまにかな。でもいつも落ち着かない感じですぐ帰っちゃうんだよね。
No, just on occasion. Wait, he comes here on occasion? He comes here more than once? Why? Isn't there other boss? Like, if this is too hardcore for him? But he never seems very comfortable here, so he always leaves right away. He just comes on occasion whenever Euphoria releases a new work, isn't that right? No surprise there. I look back at the perspective... What the fuck? Why is that word so hard to say? I look back at the bespectacled... Say that 3 times fast. Doctor. Wait, he just said that. Takanokuchi. No, it's not Takanokuchi, it's Takanokchi. I think that's how he pronounced it. I don't know. I would say Takanokuchi, like 2 words, but I think that's wrong. So, Takanokchi. I think that's the way he said it. So, the Takanokchi medical office, the same place where Ikuina was hospitalized. I heard it was larger and better equipped than Murase Clinic. It's kind of sad that we don't see Ikuina anymore. The only reason a big shot doctor would be caught dead at this bar. Wow. As if he had some unusually proclivities. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, right? Then on a whim, my mischievous side reared up. With my cigarette between my lips, I grabbed my glass and stood up. Oh! Go, Toa! Go, Toa! I love this! I walked over to Dr. Specs. Ooh, hello, and sat down next to him. Oh, hello. I don't think he minds it too much. Flinching, he looked at me in alarm, then hastily faced toward once more. Oh! Oh! Look at Toa, he's so cute. He looks so cute in this frame. So I hear you're a doctor. With a lazy grin, I leaned in close, but he promptly turned his face away. I could see his hands trembling on the counter. His smoke twisted violently, thrashing. Oh my god, never left here with a man, have you? This provoked a sadistic urge in me, and I reached out to touch his hand. I love him! I love Toa so much! Oh my god. He's freaking out. The moment I made contact, he whipped his hand away and leapt up sharply, his chair clattering behind him. Panicked, he pulled his wallet from his coat pocket, dropped a few bills on the counter, and grabbed his suitcase. Never to return again. Oh, dude, he will be back tomorrow. Then, with a pointed glare in my direction, he stormed out. Worth it. As I watched all this unfold, Ray came barreling over.
ちょっと見てたわよ。手出したの？そういうのやめなさいよね。お客さん減っちゃうじゃん。
Hello? I saw what you did. Can you stop that? You're going to drive away our customers. I
医
mean,
者なのか聞いただけだ。
I just asked him if he was a doctor. I
Then
was
you
perfectly
thought that,
innocent.
初対面からそういうの良くないと思います。
Yeah, but you touched him in caps lock. Pretty sure that's not how you treat someone you just met. Well,
軽いスキンシップだろ。
it was just a friendly gesture, skinship, my guy. Also, if you say that about someone you just met, would you be opposed to me doing that to you? Because we've met a long time ago, you know? He sighed in exasperation and walked off to the table area. Pinching my cig between my fingers, I grabbed my glass and took a sip of whiskey. Not only was that doctor out of place here, but the moment someone interacted with him, he flipped his lid. True. Granted, not everyone was predisposed to social interaction, but we didn't often get this type around here, so it was kind of novel. Really? There's not a lot of introverts in this bar? Interesting. Roost. These thoughts only lingered for a moment, however. By the time the whiskey slid down my throat, I'd already forgotten all about him. Single mothers, a parental neglect. Yeesh. Deadly hypothermia cases skyrocket as Christmas approaches. That's sad. Christmas is just 5 days away, but while the city's feeling the holiday spirit, we're seeing record numbers of corpses on the streets. We asked a coroner to tell us more about this growing trend. That's really sad. Shinkomi Times. Yeah. A single mother's cry for help while parental neglect is on the rise. Yeesh. Okay. That's jolly, isn't it? After a long night of drinking at Roost, Ray flagged me down after his shift ended, and together we went home. Normally, he rode a motorcycle to work, but since it looked like it was going to rain, he'd walked there instead. And so the two of us set off, me to Murase Clinic and him to his apartment. Ah, you don't want to come back to mine? As we walked along, chatting aimlessly, a small figure ran past us and into the still active downtown area. Ray whirled around as if to give chase, but stopped.
ねえ、今走ってたの子供じゃない？
Hey, was that a kid? A motherless kid? We both stared down the street, but couldn't see any trace of them. Honestly, it wasn't that surprising for a kid to be roaming the streets of Shinkomi at night. That is alarming.
売りだろ。
Child Oh. No, 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 that's too far. Sorry, but that's too far. That's too far. Didn't look like one. They were running full speed, almost like they were being chased by someone. But who? There's no chaser here. Ray pursed his lips. I'm going after them. I love you, Ray. I love you more than the sun. And with that, he took off running. Oh. Before I could say a word, he disappeared into the night. We should maybe help? No? I sighed and crouched down on the sidewalk. Oh, we're waiting here for him. Technically, I wasn't obligated to wait for him, but I'm still doing it because it's Ray. I could have just gone home without him, but I was already lethargic from the booze. Yeah, of course. Yeah. That's the reason. So I decided it was time for a smoke break. I took a drag, exhaled, and watched the passerby. As I zoned out and enjoyed a smoke, I heard little footsteps right before something crashed into me from behind. Oh, it's the kid! Hello! The high-pitched voice caught my attention and I turned. Hi! A young boy was standing there, about 10 years old, gasping for breath with a look of surprise on his face. We stared at each other for a few seconds, then he crouched down and pressed up against me like he was using me as a shield. Interesting.
What?
He just chose me as a shield? Am I exuding protector energy? Like, what is happening? Kid. Oh, hello.
何してる？
What are you doing? Being afraid, obviously.
離れろよ。
Ah!
親はどうした？早く帰れ。
God damn it, Toa. Get away from me. Where are your parents? You should be home. The boy shook his head vigorously and refused to move.
おい。
Come on. Just then, a group of men dashed out from a nearby valley.
この野郎、母親はどこに行ったか言えってんだよ。
I don't like the way his mouth moved. You little rat, tell us where your mother went now. He also had teeth, and I hated that. They were screaming about something, and when they spotted me, they stopped short.
おい、
Yo.
てめえそいつのなんだ。
Hey, asshole, who are you to him? Big brother.
さあ、
Nobody.
関係ないなら、その坊主を渡しな。
If it's not your business, then hand over the kid. And what if I don't? A man in a red shirt walked up and attempted to intimidate me. Are you kidding me right now? I looked up at him, cigarette between my lips.
渡せって言ってんだよ。
I said hand him over.
持ってけば
Then take him. The words left my lips in a haze of smoke. Apparently, they were after the kid behind me. But I wasn't involved in their business. I'd said as much.
ああ、ふざけてんのか？
Excuse me, you wanna fucking go? The guy in the red shirt was getting pissy. He didn't seem to like my attitude. Oh my god, I hate these kinds of characters. While they were distracted with me, the boy stood up and took off like a bat out of hell.
なあ、これ。待ちやれ。捕まえろ。
God damn it, Toa, you should have protected him. Gah! Hey, hold it! After him! Two of Redshirt's buddies ran after the kid. God damn it, Toa. The remaining 3 men stepped up to me.
今わざと逃がしやがったな。
Yo, Timmy, you let him escape on purpose, didn't you?
なわけないだろ
No, why would I? I literally did absolutely nothing but answer your questions. It's your bad, you know? You're too dumb to catch a kid.
やっちまえ。
Fuck off with that! Get him! What an asshole. The man all lunged at me at once, dragging me to the ground. Am I not gonna fight? The cigarette fell from my lips as a full-body beatdown began. No! I thought we could fight! Normally, I enjoyed pain, but this was not one of those times. These guys were the type who used violence to stroke their own egos. Yeah, obviously. They were never picked to fight with someone their own size. That was not the kind of violence I enjoyed, and I wanted no part in it. He's even picky about violence? What the fuck? Toa is such an interesting character. So I didn't even bother fighting back. I thought you didn't enjoy the violence, so maybe you should fight back so you didn't have to endure it. Instead, I lay there like I was waiting out a passing storm. God, why? I thought couldn't you at least fight and enjoy the, I don't know. When I came to, the men were gone. Instead, I was surrounded by a crowd of onlookers. As I sat up, I reflexively spat out the fluid in my mouth, blood. Apparently, they really did a number on me. The slightest movement of my arm made my body ache all over. In particular, my left ankle felt like it was on fire and refused to budge. Maybe it was broken. How is he like this? I don't understand why he's like this. I could hear ambulance sirens in the distance. Someone in the crowd must have called for one. That's cute, but I would have sooner crawled home than accept help from strangers. Oh my god. Dude, seriously? God, with that thought, I pressed both hands to the ground and tried to push myself up. But my left leg refused to cooperate. No matter how many times I tried, I couldn't get up. So maybe we'll be brought to the hospital that the man that we just kind of tried to come on to is working at. With a sigh, I reluctantly gave up. Well. It's weird that he would go out of his way to do something in that situation, He's like going out of his way to try to not accept the help of others, but he's not going out of his way to try not to get beaten up. That is such a weird way to live, honestly. The ambulance took me to 𝓽𝓮𝓪𝓼𝓲𝓰 medical office. Apparently, it was the closest available medical facility. I was carried into the building on a stretcher. Then a male doctor arrived and treatment began. Following an x-ray, they determined my left ankle was sprained. Well.
骨は折れていないので、
Ooh.
腫れが引けば大丈夫ですよ。
You're not the doctor I wanted. You don't have a fracture, so once the swelling goes down, you'll be okay. He applied medical tape to hold my ankle in place, then told me to go home and put it on ice if it started to hurt. He offered me a pair of crutches, but I declined, since I could still walk without putting weight on my left foot. Then he patched up my other injuries and left the exam room. Next, the nurse asked me for my name and contact info. I said my last name was Murase, then gave her Taku's phone number. Interesting! He just took on Taku's surname? Because his surname is definitely different. It might even be his father's surname that he's using, I don't know if his father and mother were married. But for some reason, he isn't using either his father's... I guess I understand why he wouldn't use his father's surname. But he's also not using his mother's surname. But instead, he's using Murase. then gave her Taku's phone number. Interesting. I did this anytime I ended up at a hospital. Oh, okay, so it's specifically for hospitals, so he would be transferred immediately. Most people born in Shinkomi didn't have a birth certificate, myself included. What? What the fuck? Since a lot of people went by fake names and or had no other family, hospitals couldn't turn a profit if they turned those patients away. So medical facilities were generally averse to treating gangsters and other troublemakers. They were willing to overlook a lot of other things. Just then, I remember the doctor I'd met at Roost the other night. Supposedly, he worked here.
この病院にメガネをかけた40代くらいの男の先生っている。
Is there a doctor who works here who's in his 40s and wears glasses?
そうですね。2人ほど。
Would you give out that sort of information normally? Yes, I can think of 2 who fit that description. The nurse looked at me dubiously.
ちょっと神経質そうで、背筋を伸ばして歩くような感じの人なんだけど。
Kind of uptight, walks with a very straight posture.
ああ、それは朝倉先生ですね。非常勤の先生です。
Would you really give out that sort of information to someone like Toa? Or like to anyone at that matter? When they don't even know his name and all that? That's really weird. You wouldn't do that. Oh, you mean Dr. Asakura? He works here part-time.
人からいい評判を聞いたから見てもらいたいと思って。
I've heard he's a great doctor, so I was hoping I could come in to see him.
ああ、そうなんですね。
Oh, I see. Yeah, that makes sense. For a sprained ankle? I wasn't sure this excuse would fly, considering I didn't even know what field this Asakura guy specialized in. But she nodded in understanding.
朝倉先生は毎日来てる。
Does Dr. Asakura come by every day?
非常勤なので毎日はいら
Stalker
っしゃらないんで
questions.
す。月曜と木曜、土曜の午前中ならいらっしゃいますよ。
Not every day, since he's only part-time. He's here on Mondays, Thursdays, and Saturday mornings. I hate that she just gave that out so easily. Judging from the way he reacted to me, he probably didn't want anyone knowing about his visits to Roost. So if someone from the bar showed up at his workplace, he'd probably flip. Oh my god, the sadism hasn't dipped down. Oh my god. As my inner mischief maker, oh god, we get into plot. I slowly sit off the hospital bed. Well. Oh god, that poor Asakura guy. He has fed our sadism, I guess. Well, while I was at the billing counter, I asked about Asakura's schedule. They told me he had an appointment available the next day, so I took it. After I left Takanochi, I checked my phone and found a dozen message motifs from Ray filling my screen. I wrote back to let him know that I was on my way home, then started walking, dragging my hurt leg behind me. Oh, So, how long were we out, you know? How long was Ray still searching for that child?
やだ。何？どうしたの？
Oh my god, what happened to you? Taku and Ray were waiting for me in the lobby. As soon as I walked in, they jumped to their feet. So they were called, right. What's with your foot?
骨折？っていうかボロボロじゃない。どうしよう。
Oh my god, did you break it? Just look at you. Oh my god, you're a mess. Ray pressed both hands to his mouth, blinking back tears.
本当にごめんね。私のせいで。
Oh.
あの時、私が子供を追いかけちゃったから。
God, I'm so sorry. This is all my fault. If only I hadn't run after that little boy. No, really, it's my fault for not fighting back, you know? I let it happen. So, right? You could have said that. You could have said that you didn't fight back, you know? That was where it all started, but I didn't hold him responsible for it. Because he wasn't.
すぐ逃げられちゃって。
I did end up fighting him, by the way, but he instantly ran off. He was probably referring to the same kid who bumped into me, whom I didn't even budge an inch to protect. A little guy must have thought Ray was with the thugs who were after him. But how? Ray looks so cute.
トアがいなくなってたから、てっきりクリニックに戻ったのかと思って。
Then when I came back, you were gone, so I figured you must have gone home to the clinic.
何があったの？本当にごめんね。本当。
You know, you wouldn't be as sorry if you knew what I did, you know? If you knew what really happened there, you wouldn't be sorry at all. You would be fucking angry for good reason. What the heck happened? God, I'm so sorry, I swear.
そんなキャラだったか、お前。
Since when do you ever apologize to me? Grinning, I teased him. His guilty expression hardened as he scowled at me.
キャラとかそういうの関係ないわよ。 本当に悪いと思ってるんだから。
What are you talking about? I feel awful, so of course I'm going to apologize. Please, Toa, just tell him what happened.
タバコと
Please.
酒で
I'll accept booze and smokes. You asshole! God! For a moment, he stared back at me in confusion. Then his glare sharpened.
健康
That's not healthy! I'm gonna buy you apples!
まあまあ落ち着
Nah, I'll settle down. Taku held out both hands to Ray in a stop gesture. Then he looked at me.
け。レイと離れてる間に何があった？喧嘩にでも巻き込まれたのか？
What happened while Ray was gone? You got dragged into a fight?
勘違いで襲われた。
They attacked me over a misunderstanding.
勘違いか。
Yeah, well, did you get it cleared up?
晴れたのか？
さあ、
No clue.
まあいい。それで病院へ行ったわけないよな、お前が。救急車か。
Fine, whatever. So then you went to the hospital, not of your own free will, I imagine. Ambulance?
あ
Yeah,
あ、高野口医院に運ばれた。
they took me to the Takanochi medical office.
そうか。
Gotcha. Taku furrowed his brow with a hard look on his face.
ねえ、その足じゃ歩くのも大変でしょ。支えるわ。
Isn't it like kind of hard to walk like that? I'll help you. Ray, you are too good for this world. Clearly, Ray still felt responsible for my injuries. He started to put my arm around his shoulders.
いいって歩けるから。
I'm fine, I can walk, but I enjoyed the hug.
疲れちゃうわよ。それどころか、部屋にたどり着く前に力尽きるかもしれないし。
You're gonna wear yourself out. You might not even make it all the way back to your room.
まさか。
Yeah, right.
あんたなら十分ありえるわよ。
It's you we're talking about. It could happen. I've seen you fall to the ground in the middle of the street to sleep, you know?
ない。
Not a chance. I don't know.
二人ともやめろ。とは、今日はもう自分の部屋でゆっくり休め。いいな。
Will you two knock it off? Toa, go to your room, get some rest. Got it? Taku is completely handling the situation. In the end, Ray insisted he would help me walk, and I reluctantly went along with it. Both Ray and Taku escorted me into the elevator and up to the 3rd floor. Well. You know, you could stand to open your windows sometimes. You must have a really cool view with that huge window. When I returned to my apartment, I sat down sideways on the sofa and stretched my left leg out. Ray brought some ice packs and situated them around my ankle. Cute.
足以外の怪我は大丈夫なのか？
What about the rest of your injuries? Doing okay? Yeah. I mean, considering I let it happen. I'm not gonna let that go, by the way. It's insane to me. Taku looked at me with sympathy.
特に何も言われなかった。
They didn't say anything about them.
そうか。高野口医院で見てもらったから大丈夫だとは思うが、他に何か気になることはないか？
Alright, they've got good folks at Takanokuchi, so you're probably okay. But is there anything else bothering you? My sadistic streak has flared up and I haven't been able to satiate it, if that's what you mean. This reminded me of Asakura! Yeah! Yeah, there it is! Asakura! There it is!
ルーストに高野口医院の医者が来てた。
I met a doctor from Takanokuchi at Roost.
医者？
You-
ルースとの客と同じ顔が高野口医院にいたってことか？
You're telling me they've got one of your Roost weirdos working there? God damn it, Taku.
いや、ルーストでやけに浮いてる客がいたから、店長に聞いたら教えてくれた。
No, it was a guy who didn't fit in at all. Then I asked the manager about him and he told me.
スーツ姿でメガネをかけた男がカウンター席に一人で座ってそわそわしてるんだ。気にならないわけないだろ。
He was wearing a suit and glasses, sitting alone at the counter, fidgeting like crazy. Anyone would be curious.
なるほど。他の店と間違えて入ったとかじゃないのか？
I see. Maybe he ended up at Roost by mistake.
何度か来てるって言ってた。朝倉って名前の男だ。
The manager said he'd been by a handful of times. His name's Asakura. Instantly, Taku's expression shifted. He knows him!
朝倉？
Asakura?
知ってるのか？
You know him?
うん、まあ。
You could say that. Well, what, you both took the same medical license or something? Taku responded vaguely, then pressed a hand to his mouth.
トアがちょっかい出してたあの医者、タクの知り合いなの？
Wait, so that doctor you were picking on? We were picking on him, yeah. Was actually a friend of Taku's?
ただ話しかけただけだろ。
I was just talking to him.
本当かしら？
You sure about that? Ray donned a teasing grin, but Taku's expression was still deadly serious.
名前はいつ聞いたんだ？
Where did you hear his name?
鷹の口院に行った時に看護師に特徴を話して聞いた。
When it was at Takanokchi, I asked the nurse about him.
わざわざそこまでしたのか。
Why would you go to all that trouble?
ルーストに通う挙動不審の医者なんて今までにない客だからな。
Well, it's not every day that a shady doctor comes to drink at Roost. Well, I guess.
そう
Well,
か
a
もしれん。
shady doctor, well, a normal doctor comes to drink at Roost is what you were trying to say, Toa. I get that, but Taku seemed strangely resistant. Taku seemed strangely resistant.
あの朝倉って医者と何かあるのか？
Do you have some kind of prior relationship with him?
うん。大学の時の先輩だ。
Well, he was my senpai at college. Yeah, I thought it was something like that. They share some kind of medical history.
そうなんだ。そうは見えなかったわね。タクよりも若そうな感じ。
Wow, really? I never would have guessed since he looked so much younger. Younger than you! Oh my god! Come on, Ray! It's the stubble! It's the stubble! If you shave that off, he'll be just fine. Give him a face mask or two.
留年したんだよ。
Oh man! I had to repeat a year, alright? Oh man, Taku, I'm sorry. You were catching strays for no reason. Taku shot back, scowling.
そうなのね。でもあの先生、すっごい真面目そうな感じだったけど、やっぱりルーストに通ってるのは意外なの？
Right, right. You know, I did get the sense that this guy's all business. Is it weird that he would go to Roost?
まあ、
Yeah, I
そう
guess.
か。
I guess you could say that.
でも人は見かけによらないって言うしね。
But you can't always judge a book by its cover, you know? Wait, so Roost isn't a gay bar, right? Is it a gay bar? I don't think it is a gay bar. I think Toa said something like Roost isn't strictly a gay bar. It's just a bar for weirdos, I guess. For like people with like body mod and tattoo interests and like risky artwork. So it's kind of like the mood, right? It's a mood bar. That's what I'm thinking of. I don't know. Is it that weird?
確かにそうなんだな。
That's true. Taku nodded, his expression still dark. And I think about it, kind of reminds me of Mizuki's tattoo parlor. Same college as
でも
Taku.
トアがわざわざ深入りしようとするなんて珍しいわね。あ、もしかして。
Anyways, it's not super common for you to go digging around, Toa. Wait, let me guess. He's your new muse. He fixed me with a devilish grin.
朝倉先生のこと追いかけたくなっちゃった？ちょっかい出そうとしてすごい拒絶されてたもんね。
Is Dr. Asakura your new target? Since he rejected you pretty hardcore and all. Oh!
あの店であんな反応されたのは初めてだからな。
Well, it was the first time anyone at a Roost reacted to me like that. Well. I mean, I guess you're Roost's type, right? You look exactly like something that would be in Roost. Someone, sorry.
確かに無理して来なくてもいいわけだしね。わざわざ来る理由は気になるわ。
Yeah, it's not like he's obligated to show up if he's not comfortable. Makes me wonder why he bothers. Maybe the drinks are good? I don't know. There's a lot of bars with shit drinks.
だからってからかおうとするなよ。
Doesn't mean you should bully him over it. I shrugged. Taku let out an exasperated sigh.
それじゃ俺たちは帰るぞ。ちゃんと歩けるようになるまで仕事は休め。
Alright, well, we're going home. I won't ask you to come into work until you can walk again.
テーブルの上に鎮痛剤を置いておくから。
Even though he's just at the
痛みが
counter?
ひどかったら飲めよ。
Like, I've been to work with a
お
sprained
前には
ankle.
必要ないかもしれんが。
I put some painkillers on the table for you, so take them if you need them. Like, my coworker last year she had an entire, like her entire leg was in a cast. I don't really know what the story about that was, but there was like her leg was twice the size with all this stuff like holding it in place. She still came to work. She had that thing for like 6 weeks or longer, you know. She still came to work. She was like, nah, I don't want to be sick anymore. Like, and he has a sprained ankle, and he's like, I can't work at the counter. Come on, man. I put some painkillers on the table for you, so take them if you need them. Then again, knowing you won't.
ただでさえ絵を描いた後で消耗してるだろうし、しっかり休んでね。何かあったら連絡ちょうだい。
You're already all worn out from painting as it is, so get lots of rest, okay? Message me if you need anything. But my muscles will atrophy. After the two of them left the room, I reached out to the coffee table. I grabbed a blister pack of sleeping pills, popped 2 into my mouth. I keep forgetting that it's called blister pack. That is so fucking disgusting, isn't it? Couldn't it just be a pill popper? I don't know. That is disgusting, okay? I don't know. I popped 2 into my mouth and washed them down with a sip from a liquor bottle off the floor. God damn it, Toa. God fucking damn it. He's not gonna change, is he? If I didn't force myself to rest, my body would cease to function. I had no strong attachment to staying alive, but that didn't mean I was eager to die. Well, very, very blah, isn't it? I suppose it suits you. As long as I was alive, there was always something halfway decent to enjoy. Yeah, that's true. That is exactly the reason why you would stay alive, to enjoy things. Thus, I was in no hurry to kick the bucket. Yeah. And so I closed my eyes and waited for sleep to force itself upon me. Okay, well. Okay. All right. The next day. Rinky-dink mirror. So what do we have? What do we have? So toothpaste. Is this dental floss? Probably, right? Acne cream. Facial cleanser. I don't know. Beauty cream? Like what? I don't know. I woke up just before noon, dragging my bad leg. I went into the bathroom and got ready to leave. For a second, I thought there was two toothbrushes. I was like, who are you living with? But then, yeah, it's one. Today, I had an appointment at the 𝓽𝓮𝓪𝓼𝓲𝓰 medical office. Taku had warned me not to bully Asakura. But I was dying to see what the guy's reaction would be like if a Rus regular showed up. And since my ankle was sprained, it wasn't unreasonable that I would want to go back for a checkup. Well. Doesn't that all just work out in your favor? Of course, truth be told, I had full access to a doctor right here at home. Oh my god. I took the elevator down to the ground floor, and when I walked out, I found Ray standing there. Apparently, he was waiting for the elevator at that exact moment. He blinked at me in surprise.
やだと。今様子を見に行こうと思ってたのよ。どこか行くの?
Oh my god, Toa! I was just about to come up and check on you. Where are you going?
ちょっと
To the hospital. Out.
ちょっと。
Out.
どこ?
Where? I don't know if you're gonna like my answer.
鷹の口
𝓽𝓮𝓪𝓼𝓲𝓷𝓰 medical office. He said that with a sigh. He was like, God damn it. If you're gonna press me that hard. I tried to be vague about my destination, but he kept pressing me and I caved. Toa is so easy to cave. Like, seriously. Apparently he was really hung up on the idea that my injuries were his fault. I got the sense he would probably want to tag along. Yeah.
付き添うわ。
Yeah.
ちょうどもうすぐ昼休みだし。
Okay.
今日はそこまで患者さんも多くないし。タクに声かけてくる。
I'll come with you. It's almost lunchtime anyways, so there's not a lot of patients. I'll let Taku know. Can you just do that? I can go by myself.
ダメ。またいつどこで怪我するか分かったもんじゃないんだから。
No way. There's no telling what you might sprain next. What am I, a fawn? Like, come on, man. Also, this wouldn't be too bad for Toa Because wouldn't Asakura like freak out even more if there were not one customer of Ruth's but also the bartender there? Like that would be hilarious, you know? It wouldn't be too bad. His tone was uncharacteristically firm.
ちょっとここで待ってて。
Well, he is a
すぐ
nurse.
戻るから。
What is a male nurse called? Also a nurse, right? I think that's gender neutral. Let me know. Just wait right there and I'll be right back.
わかった。
Fine. Toa is so easily pressed, seriously. God. You can just be like, hey Toa, can you do this? He's like, no. Hey Toa, do it. Fine. I love that about him. I love it. As Ray's footsteps hastily retreated to the back of the clinic, I let out a sigh. Well. It's not like you can just leave him behind because now he knows where you're going. And so Ray borrowed Taku's company car to drive me to Takanokuchi medical office. So that's good, right? It's a cute car. Also, it would be nice to drive a car instead of walking with a sprained ankle, right? Especially because you don't even have any crutches. Ray had both a driver's license and a motorcycle license. Oh my god, I like you more and more, Ray. And he decided taking this car would be best for my ankle. As for me, I wasn't licensed on anything. Surprise, surprise. I didn't need to be. If I ever wanted to go somewhere far, I took the bus or water taxi. Water taxi? I want to take a water taxi. The hospital was only a 10-minute drive from Murase Clinic. I could see the tall, impressive building just ahead. So why didn't the ambulance just send us to Murase, you know? We parked the car on the street, then entered the premises on foot. Well. Last time I was here, I hadn't seen the big sign out front that read Takanokuchi Medical Office, Internal Medicine, Surgery, and Pediatrics. What's pediatrics again? Is it just regular medicine? Can you say that? Fuck. I think pediatrics is just like the regular stuff you would go to the doctors for, right? I don't know. Maybe I should look that up. I already forgot. Ray helped me walk in through the front entrance, and after we were all checked in, he sat me down in a chair in the waiting room. The room was full of other patients waiting their turn. The walls were dotted with stickers of cartoon characters and lined with shelves of picture books and manga. That's so freaking cute. I wish the hospital that I went to as a kid was this charming. That is so cute. I love that. And these stickers can't have cost a lot, but they light up the whole space. Even the sun, I like it the most, the sun here. There was even a Christmas tree decorated with angel dolls and plush toys. Angel dolls, huh? Very coincidental. Unsurprisingly, for a facility with a pediatric ward, there were a lot of families here. Oh, it's pediatrics for children. Ray and I didn't really fit in.
子供が多いのね。
Yeah, I think, okay, pediatrics is for children. Because I remember seeing pediatrics, that word a lot when I was in hospitals. Because I was in hospitals a lot as a child. Because I was constantly sick. Like, I had a lot of medical issues when I was growing up. So yeah, maybe it's like a child. Yeah, because what I was saying before is internal medicine. So pediatrics is probably like, you know, just child-specific medicine. There's a lot of kids here, huh? Maybe this is the only pediatric ward in the neighborhood. Ray whispered in my ear. Apparently he was thinking the same thing. As I sat there feeling extremely out of place, I overheard some of the parents talking.
そうなのよ。他の病院にも行ってみたんだけど、 うちの子は朝倉先生がいいって。ね、朝倉先生が好きなんでしょ?
Exactly. I tried taking him elsewhere, but he says he only likes Dr. Asakura. You must really like him, don't you?
好き。
Yeah, I like him.
さっきのさんに
Children.
朝倉先生がいいんでしょ?
Same with my little Saki. You love Dr. Asakura, don't you, sweetie?
朝倉先生がいい。
Dr. Asakura is the best doctor!
朝倉先生は診察も丁寧だし、よく話を聞いてくれるものね。
His checkups are really thorough, and he's a great listener.
先生きっと子供好きなのよ。子供もそういうのがわかるんでしょうね。親としてはおとなしく診察を受けてくれて助かるわ。
He must really like kids. I think they can sense that about him, so they don't misbehave. As a mom, it makes my life a lot easier, that's for sure. Okay.
本当にそうよね。うちの子歯医者が大嫌いで。
Oh, you're preaching to the choir. My son hates the dentist and... Well... So he is a pediatrician. What reason would we have to go to a pediatrician with our adult ass for a sprained ankle? You know? What? Apparently Asakura was highly regarded. About an hour later, they finally called my name. Ray offered to come with me to the exam room. Also, how were we able to get an appointment so quickly for someone that is so highly regarded and barely at the hospital? Ray offered to come with me to the exam room, but naturally I declined. Then I rose to my feet and slowly walked down the hall, dragging my leg. It's kind of cute that Ray came in with us, you know? It's really sweet. Like, if he asks us, oh, well, I'm a pediatrician, why are you here for me? We can just be like, well, our mom is outside. Sorry. Just imagine it. A nurse helped me into the exam room where I spotted a bespectacled man sitting at a desk. He was wearing a freshly scratched lab coat. Wait, not freshly scratched. The opposite, actually. A freshly starched lab coat, and looked at my charts on his monitor. The room's interior was carefully decorated to appeal to children. If anything, it was the self-serious doctor who didn't seem to belong here. I love this. I really like it. It's so cute. Oh my god, he has a balloon. I love that. As instructed by the nurses, I took my left shoe off, then sat on the exam table. Only then did Asakura finally turn away from the charts to look at me. Well, we meet again! You look even cuter this time, in like bright lights. His aloof eyes met mine. Does he not recognize us? Sure enough, oh god, the awkward music is starting again. Sure enough, it was the man I met at Roost. I recognized him straight away. But his expression didn't shift at all. Maybe he didn't remember me. Maybe he couldn't really tell because the room was so... The light was so dim or something? Or is he acting, like putting on airs? I purposely curled my lips in a provocative sneer and gazed deep into his eyes. Well! Nice meeting you last night. Wait. We didn't even wait a week. We got here the exact, like, the day after. Like, oh god, Toa is committed, isn't he? Last night? Asakura furrowed his brow. At Roost, remember? His sharp, calculating eyes widened slightly. He was clearly flustered. Well, hello again, Asakura. But a moment later, he cleared his throat and composed himself. I think you may be mistaking me for someone else. I don't believe we've met before. I may be a doctor, but that does not mean I can tell intelligent lies. Evidently, he was planning to play dumb. Well, no surprise there, since we weren't alone in the room. I hear you were brought into the ER. How's your leg? Let me take a look. Well. He crouched down and touched my ankle. He's so forward for our first meeting. Well, it's second meeting, but you know. Some residual swelling, but as long as you stay off it for a while, it'll go down. Come back in about a week. I'll come back to you, don't worry. I'll prescribe you some painkillers just in case it starts hurting. I don't need them, thanks. I need some sleeping pills. But then again, I have my own doctor. I don't really know why I'm here either. He spoke in a clinical tone, then he straightened up. Not in this game. Returned to his computer and typed something into my chart. Is the joke getting old yet? I don't think so. I hopped off the table and put my shoes back on, all while scrutinizing his face and profile. This looks like titties. I'm sorry. I'm so immature. Seriously, it's the children's stuff that's sending me back. That's the excuse I'm sticking to. His repeated attempts to stay composed had me curious, but maybe he'd come back to Roost sometime. Better not to push too hard in the beginning. Oh, and as I headed for the door, he called after me. I go there to have a drink and a change of pace. It's no ordinary bar, after all. So he's still going to... Wow. I didn't expect him to bring it up of his own accord. You know what I mean? Interesting. Especially after putting on airs and all that. Maybe he thought better of it throughout the visit. I heard him muttering and turned back to find him glaring at me. Aha, so this is the real you. Color me intrigued.
So.
Ah, so. That fucking smug ass face too. That is brilliant. I smiled back faintly. His lips light up in anger. His eyes light up in anger. Sorry, Freudian slip. Just then, the door suddenly opened and a young boy ran in. Oh! He made a beeline straight for Asakura, his arms outstretched. Asakura looked surprised for a moment, then smiled and gently grabs the boy by the shoulders.
I
like this guy. Well now, what's gotten into you, Masaki-kun?
こらダメでしょマー君
Hey, you have to wait your turn, Ma-kun. A young woman, presumably his mother, rushed into the room and scooped him into her arms.
もうごめんなさい少し目を離した隙に
Gosh, I'm so sorry. I took my eyes off him for 1 second and off he went. That's what they all say.
いえ大丈夫ですよでも転んで怪我をしたら危ないのでしっかり見ていてあげてくださいね
No, that's okay. Just try to keep a closer eye on him from now on. Wouldn't want him to fall and hurt himself. He is such...
本当にすみません
Wow. Interesting. Right. I'm really sorry. The mother bowed apologetically to both of us. Asakura watched them with an amused smile. Look at his face. He looks so sweet. This was nothing like the barely civil attitude he had shown with me. He doesn't like adults. Oh god, no wait. That's not what I meant. Fuck. I meant it as in he can't really speak to... Whatever. You know what? Whatever. Right before the woman left the room, however, he stopped and turned back.
ああ先生明日のチャリティーイベントよろしくお願いしますね
Oh, and doctor, don't forget the charity event happening tomorrow.
任せてください
Yes, of course, I'll be there. I'm guessing we will be too. After the mother and son left the room, the smile faded from Asakura's face. His stoic mask returned, and with a glance in my direction, he turned back to his desk. Come on, man.
次の患者さんが待っていますので申し訳ありませんがそろそろ
I have other patients to attend to. Sorry, but I need to wrap this up. Come on, man. You know, this is only making me more excited, this attitude of yours. This is really counterproductive for what you're trying to do here. His dramatic transformation had piqued my interest. Yeah, there it is. But I decided to back down. For now. Well. Back in the waiting room, I returned with Ray and sat down beside him. Now to pay my bill. The room was filled with even more families than when I left. Children's voices echoed through the air. Disgusting. Hey. Ray began awkwardly.
私たち場違いじゃない？この病院ほとんど小児科って感じよね。
Don't you think we're like in the wrong place? This hospital feels like it's mainly for kids. Poor Ray. Oh gosh.
まあそうだな
Yeah, I guess.
なんだか幼稚園にいるみたい。
Oh
別に子
gosh.
供が苦手なわけじゃないんだけど、そわそわしちゃう。早くお会計呼ばれないかしら。
Feels like I'm in a preschool. Not that I hate kids or anything, but it makes me kind of nervous. I hope they call us up soon. Yeah, I totally feel that sentiment. I totally do. God, it's like with children, I never want to disappoint their expectations. So when a random child runs up to me, which happens too often, they want to show me something, or they're like, oh well, hello, blah blah blah. I don't know. Or they just randomly stare at me and smile. I always kind of want to not disappoint them. And it gives me a lot of pressure because with adults, it's always like, I don't care. But with children, I don't want to disappoint them of the world, you know? I want them to think that everyone is nice and happy. So it's kind of like, I don't know, too much performance anxiety. He squirmed in his chair as he looked at me.
そういえば次はいつ来ればいいって？
Oh yeah, so when do you have to come back?
1週間後
In a week.
そっか。
Gotcha.
腫れと痛みさえ引けば問題ないんでしょ？そうしたらあとはタクに見てもらう方が早いわよね。ここまでわざわざ来るより。
Gotcha. Well, once the pain and swelling go away, you'll basically be fine, right? Then you can just have Taku look at it. Faster than coming all the way here. Yeah. Yeah. He was right, of course. But I had a different reason to come here. I have a target. You don't understand, Ray. To see Asakura and gauge his reaction. Now that I'd met him, I could tell that he had some deep underlying reason to go to roost. While he was a level-headed guy, he wasn't the cunning type. The more he tried to hide the truth, the more likely he was to spill it. Interesting. Okay, so we have dug in, haven't we? He was a piñata full of candy, and I wanted to see what was inside. Well. Not to eat it, of course, just to take a look. It's about the curiosity for Toa, because he's a cat. 20 minutes later, my name was finally called. Ray went up and handled the payment for me, and then we left the building. You know, you should really tell Ray the truth. You really should. This is so not okay. This is really not okay, Toa. God. Okay, well, with that scene change, I'm also going to end this episode right here. Thank you for coming back for this series. I hope you're enjoying it because I'm very interested in it. And, you know, I'm not a sadist by any means, but I am a sassy bitch and I like torturing people sometimes. This is hilarious. Okay. So I'm hoping that that we're gonna continue sassing and teasing him because it's fucking, yeah, it's beautiful. It's like A Date with Death, the other game that I'm playing on Wednesdays. It's all about teasing this poor guy, this poor Grim Reaper guy. We're teasing him mercilessly, endlessly. It's beautiful. And I like that this is like kind of like drawing a parallel also happening here. It's making me really happy. So yeah, I'm hoping you're sticking with me. And let's see where this goes, shall we? Until then, take care of yourselves. Don't get beaten up, but fight back. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.